There we go. That button is so finicky. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing this evening? It is Saturday night. We're back as usual. Still working on the GP01. Giving away a bunch of stuff. High-grade Mazinger, SDCS Zeta, high-grade Leo, as well as a poster all on tap to be given away tonight. 3 out of 4 of those, courtesy of some of you guys out there in the audience, actually. I presume that you guys are out there. Maybe not yet. What else is new? But anyway, welcome to everybody. Welcome to anybody who's new. Welcome back, anybody who is a regular. What is everybody up to? Go look at the chat here and say hello to everybody real quick before we get started. And you start decreasing that time between when the stream goes live and when I start, because the number of messages just stacks up. What's up, Patrick Eason, Suing Ben, Searchlight, Jason Galloway, Mike Harrison, Kyle Dixon. Happy Saturday, fellow builders. What's up, Kyle? Rita Kath, really quickly, what action base do I need for HA, RG, and MG? I'm assuming that was a typo and it was HG. HG and RG action base 2, or I believe it's 4, or is it 5? I always mix 4 and 5, and then 1 and the opposite of 4 and 5 is good for the 1/100 scale stuff usually. Mike Harrison, as I said, clipping Easy SR for new paint. Easy SR looks pretty cool. It's a pretty cool build divers kit. What should I build tonight? Try Burning or Alice Earth 3? No clue. Searchlight. I don't know, I think I'd be more drawn towards the Try Burning myself, but neither are in my backlog. Adam Shields answering the question there. Nearly any action base will work with an RG and MG. Yeah, I mean, I think the smaller ones, too, you want to avoid on an MG. But the bigger one should work either way. Let's see. Adam Shields, Alan Essig. So people who SD build off today. Where I'm from, it was awesome. That's pretty cool. Mike Harrison, 96786 Victor, what's up? A lot of conversation going on. What's up, MJRL Hobby Stuff? Mike Harris. I already probably said hi to Mike Harrison. What's up, Gunpla Viking? Zach. Adam Shields. I think I'll start the Pale Rider Space type next. Honestly, I'm wanting to build the little Gatling gun. The Pale Rider stuff looks pretty cool. So G-Mingle DL, White Flame. Shammy Wilson. Let's see, who else? Robert Agakol. Kowili. I probably butchered that real bad. And what happened to the scrolling text here? I'm like way behind on this. Oh, I'm almost caught up. Caught up-ish. Back to things that are live since I started. I'm in the market for Mazinger Z, Mazinkaiser, and Grenziger. Well, MJRL, fingers crossed for you, I guess. You get a chance at grabbing the Mazinger today. I'm noticing my volume being off. That mute button's a little finicky. What's up, Boss HB? Welcome. What's up, Chad Creamer? Gojira. Gojira, are you a fan of the band? Or is that just the Godzilla reference? Just ordered from you guys. Dig your shop, thanks. Shi Hung Lin. So Draymore, CP, Gam, Josh Pontius, Benjamin Lakehart, Leath, Juan. Thanks, we got a good sized crowd here already. I think I'm basically caught up, maybe. Alright, I think I see a few other messages, but nothing specifically addressed to me. Will the HG IBO Barbados Lupus be restocked anytime soon? Do you remember what the number is on that one? Probably. I can't remember what stuff was out recently versus might be coming. I think. Let me check real quick. I'm gonna try not to do this all stream. Godzilla fan, Japanese for Godzilla. Gotcha. There's a band called Gojira. They're a metal band. I think they get the same reference. Number 21. And good. Okay. Let's look this up real quick and see if I got Barbatos Lupus coming. Number 21. I do have a bunch coming, so they're on order. I don't know when they'll ship, but I should get them at some point. Heard a few of their songs. Gotcha. Cool. They're today we're working on the FB armor for the legs. Hopefully we'll get that done. I finally remembered to bring this home though, so I figured I would show this off real quick. Big Daddy Gundam made this for me. This is the a chibi box of the box this thing came in. So scale wise, obviously a little small, but kind of hyped to have that at home. I'm gonna take some pictures with this kit holding up the box. Although to the figures, this is about how big the kit felt to me when I pulled the whole thing out, you know, with the figure there. So that might be close to scale. All right, so let's get on to building this stuff. How is everybody doing this evening? What's everybody up to? What have you guys been doing lately? Who's building? All that good stuff. Runners, J and I, it looks like. What's up, Artie? What's going on? Gerald, Hobby Stuff 30-minute missions is dangerous because I want them all. There's so much there. Mini box looks super sick. It is pretty cool, Rick. Artie, Dan, what's the build? JK, same as always, yes. What are we going to work on tonight, Pinky? Or Brain? Same thing we work on every night. It'll be done eventually. And I can't wait to work on something else for a little while. Good, I mean, doing just good. Building the Crossbone X1 Verka. Cool. MJRL Hobby Stuff is snap building the HG Sinju narrative version. That's cool. That looks like a pretty cool kit. I could see grabbing one of those at some point. It's a really cool design. I definitely like the Sinju in white and the more Gundam-ish design of the narrative. Is that Sinju Stein, right? Started building UC 0088 Zeta tonight. Finished the HG Revive this morning. Cool. The box is adorable. This reflector pack that I was building on last night's Zoom. I think I posted a picture on Discord, but I'll post more later. Cool. How are those stickers to put on? Those look like some big stickers. Already I've been seeing these Pokeplot kits and Zakareli's channel. Is there any chance of getting that kind of stuff in, Nick? Already, I definitely could, and probably will. I think once the new website is launched, hopefully this week or next, I will start looking at some of the other IPs again, outside of Gundam and big robots, because it'll be hopefully easier to see those on the new website and see how they perform. Because like a lot of that stuff, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff, for example, never really did super well for me. Same thing with Star Wars when I had a few Star Wars kits in, but it's been a long time. So hopefully once I get the site up, we'll start playing with all that stuff again. So I'd like to get like the Toy Story kits, and some of the Pokeplot would be interesting. See, G-Ming, my last two MGs were the Dynamis and Barbatos, which are both new releases, so going back to the Sword Impulse, which is 2009, this has been interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty big shift there. Stickers are nasty, hated doing them. Reminds me I have an order left to finish. Here you go, Mike. Glad we got your reminder. These kits look like the perfect kid starter kits, and my kids are getting into Pokemon, so that's why I'm asking. Yeah, they probably are good for that stuff. I'll yeah, hopefully soon. I've seen some of that stuff show up here and there, and I've been thinking about it, and I think that'll be the cutoff. Same thing with like Kotobukiya. I've been dragging my feet on moving forward with Kotobukiya stuff again. But I think the new website will be a good turning point to give that stuff a try again. Those kids look like Techman Blade kit, please. Okay, Jake Lynn, I'll take a look. I think I've got a contact on that one. That's a third-party design, I think, or third-party kit, I believe. So I had a Mewtwo that he put together with no problems. Cool Buster. Don't forget the... Oh, shoot. I almost forgot about the code. That code's not active yet. I will make that code active. I forgot about that. I was really under the gun to get over here. Thank you for the reminder, Adam. How will the Zoids kit sell? I assume well. I've never had any Zoids in stock. They're pretty hard to get a hold of, even for me. Oh right, that code should be active. So Live 10 is now active. So if anyone's thinking about placing an order, you can use that code. Save 10% tonight at mechawarehouse.com. Forget those Figure-Rise, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider kits. I want all of those. I'll definitely take a look at those again. I know with all the streaming now, this might be stupid, but for people like me who like having the DVDs, any plans on getting some? People have asked about it. I've thought about it. I need to find a source. Is the first part, but I could see potentially doing that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to source it, where to get that stuff. It's a whole new ball game looking for media versus kits and stuff. But I will, I think, take a look at some point. I know personally I like physically having the media because the online streaming services can come and go, and if I'm going to pay for it, I'd rather pay for it once and have a physical copy. So I should look into that. Love the Zoids growing up, but they're so hard to get now and expensive. Yeah, they definitely are harder to get over here in the US. Mike Harrison, MG Barbatos ready for paint, waiting to find another Buster Gundam. I lost a knee joint and getting easy SR ready, like I said earlier. Cool. Be cool for holiday bundle kits to include physical media for physical kit, particular kit. Nice gift idea. That'd be interesting. Do you think PG will be restocked? Victor, I don't know. It really depends on production schedules. It seems like a lot of the focus has been on high grades lately. At Bandai, I've seen a lot of high grade restocks, not a ton of master grades. And yeah, I don't know what else to really say about that. Hopefully there will be some PGs coming around again soon. I know the Unleashed is due to hit in April, I think, the next round of those. And otherwise, I don't even know if I have any PGs on order. G Ming, oh hey Nick, just curious, how do you decide on prices of your items? Do your suppliers give recommended prices? So all the a lot of the kits, everything from Bandai through Bluefin, or from really any of the distributors that carry the stuff, have a recommended MSRP, which is distinctly not the same as the Japanese MSRP. And I think that comes down to the added cost of getting things here into the US and importing and everything, which makes sense. Beyond that, they also have a price they refer to as a MAP, or minimum advertised price, and that's the minimum price that any retailer is allowed to sell that item for. Supposedly you get in trouble and can lose your rights to buy product if you list items under MAP, although I've seen places break that rule and not get punished, but I imagine if you continue to break that rule, you would be in trouble. And so all our kits have to be at or above MAP. and we kind of just have a formula we plug in, and essentially things that are less expensive we tend to sell at or really close to the MSRP, depending on how low that is. My figuring that the margin, if you think of margin as a percentage, was typically the same across all kits. But if I'm going to sell something, there's, you know, a certain level of effort that's the same whether you're selling a high grade or a perfect grade, in terms of you got to pack it and ship it, manage listings and all that kind of stuff. So the smaller items, I want to have a little bit more margin. It also covers my butt when shipping gets weird and I end up paying more for shipping than I charge for shipping. It gives me a little bit of a safety net there. But more expensive items we tend to mark down closer to that map typically. So, and I think it makes a lot of sense because people are a lot more stingy on prices on expensive items than cheap items. Most people don't care if something's 50 cents or a buck cheaper, or 50 cents or a buck more expensive, but when something is $10 difference in price, that means a lot to a lot of people. And that's kind of my justification. Some of the tools and all that stuff have maps as well. I found that with a few suppliers, or one supplier so far, we actually had to make up our own MSRP because the numbers they gave us were like absolute garbage. They were just way too low or too high in some cases, so we had to find our own price and do the math on it. Smiling Animations, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite series? So I answer this question quite a lot, so I'm starting to get good at answering it, I guess, or polished in my responses. Two, I'd say Gundam Wing is my favorite because it was what got me into Gundam in the first place, but 8th MS Team I really enjoy because of the grittiness and real worldness of it. Hopefully my back holds out. I tweaked my back this morning. It was definitely not fun. In my workout, I got like just past my warm-up into the first hard part of the, I don't need that, I need D and P. And just, I don't know, messed up my lower back. Totally not fun. Okay, D2. Anyone know what's the best way to see all the Gundam shows? A lot of them are on YouTube, I think. It's like Gundam Info or something is the channel. Robert Agcoeli, after a certain amount, does shipping become free? We don't currently have a free shipping threshold. Someday we might. I gotta figure that out. But we do have a max shipping. If you're in the continental US, shipping will never be more than 13. So you know if you're paying 13 for shipping that you can add anything you want and the shipping cost will not increase. Which is the next best thing. I actually need to look at shipping prices again. I think I might be able to tweak our shipping scheme, I think. Now that we're doing a little more volume and stuff. But I don't sometimes I don't know how some of these places can charge or nothing for shipping. They must know something I don't. Are we doing enough volume that they got much better shipping prices or something? It's 26 and I need 33. Let's see. Okay, G-Man, I'm really grateful you're giving a look beyond the curtain, Nick. Most retailers treat stuff like pricing like a black box to the consumers, so I like having a chance to see the reasoning. Yeah, no problem. I think if you can't be at least somewhat transparent, I mean, there's always going to be some part of that decision making that has to stay kind of hidden for competitive reasons and just like logistics and stuff. But if you can't discuss and justify how you come up with your pricing, then you might want to revisit how you do it, because there must be something weird going on. Josh Pontius also recently tweaked my lower back. It sucks, doesn't it? Already, I love the old wind-up Zoid kits. I'd love to go back and buy a bunch of them. Kevin, sadly, once the lower back goes, it's never fun. Yeah, not at all. I don't know if I like stretched too much and like prepped myself for the injury or whatever. My mid back bothers me a lot on a regular basis, and I think just that whole posterior chain's been a little tight, so not fun. Not fun at all. Scott Gundam Info doesn't have them all, but a few good older series and the newest series in all languages. So there's a bunch of it there, so it's a good place to start. And I just wanted to sit and build kits, but sitting gets uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely does. I thought I was going to be completely toast when it happened, and I managed to kind of keep things moving enough that it didn't seize up entirely. But not fun. Not fun at all. G-Ming on Nick, what Gundam series have sold the most kits recently? I've heard Wing generally sells best in the US. Is that still true for you? Wing is definitely a big seller. Lately, not so much, and that's more because we've been depleted on a lot of Wing stuff. So, hoping for more Wing restocks coming up. I think there's a bunch of the master grades are due in this month, so hopefully that's still true. We did get the high grade Leo in and restocked yesterday. Definitely one of my favorite kits. Really nice high grade there, in my opinion. Diplo 80 is my favorite UC show. Cool, Rick. The MG Barbatos is also a perennially good seller as well. I've been kind of surprised that we've been able to keep those in stock for as long as we have. And this week it's been that new RG Zeong last shooting effect part kit. Those are just flying off the shelves. I think we have a few left, but they're probably either gone already or will be gone. Let's see, I feel like IBO kits are always top seller. IBO does well. Yes, I got Leos back, and yep, always good to have Leos in stock. I bought a ton this time. It's one I just like to always have in stock, but I have a feeling I'll sell out of them still at some point. But we'll see. The RG Tallgeese in the backlog. Might be fun to have an HG Leo to go with it. I've got the RG Tallgeese 2. I plan on building that and putting it with some Space Leos and some sort of little mini diorama thing at some point. The Arms and Easy Air, my favorites. Cool Mike. This is my first kit I built after over a decade away from the hobby. And it's a nice kit, right? John, RG's Young, last shooting is worth it. Buy it. Any older kits that hope to be reprinted soon? I'm trying to think what I've seen recently that's been slated for reprints. I don't know about old kits. A lot of the popular kits, like even the MG Wing series, is all like early 2000s, so by now they're kind of old. Although it always makes me feel old to say anything in the 2000s is old, but I guess that's life. Wing, Zero, Heavy Arms, Epion, and 00 Gun are my favorite. Cool Dre Moore. Philip had a question for you. I was wondering, when you do the Gundam giveaway, have you ever thought about doing a basket of supplies like cutters, sandbar, paints for a giveaway prize? I could. I've given away, I think it was a God Hand nippers before, but I think someone donated a pair of the Disbay 3.0s a few weeks back during the stream to give away. But I could look at doing like a basket kind of deal. That might be interesting. I should go talk to like Disbay or something and see if they'll help me out. Nick, did you see the P Bandai $540 transforming unicorn head bust? It's crazy. I've seen little teasers of it, and I haven't looked at it carefully, but I know it was kind of coming. I didn't realize it was going to be that much. It's kind of crazy. The thing I've actually been most interested in lately is the whatchamacallit, the Gundam Artifact line. They're little 2-inch figures. They're like little mini kits. They're not colored plastic, so you basically have to paint them to make them look good. They're fairly inexpensive though, but they're more like a miniature. They just got announced, or I think they got announced a while back, but we've got the pre-orders finally. Already, my oldest child turned 4 yesterday. That made me feel old. All right. Yeah, just wait till they're like doing like real stuff for us still. My oldest is 7 now, and kind of makes me feel old sometimes. I mean, he reads and he's doing a lot of stuff on his own now. It's just crazy. Acts like a teenager. Super mini plot candy toy stuff. Yeah, it's basically that line. Artifacts look cute. I'm kind of looking at miniatures, so they seem perfect. Need a pre-order. Yeah, they seem neat. I think I'm gonna snag a few if I have any left after the pre-orders and stuff. Because I've been thinking about getting into miniature painting again at some point. Not that I got time for it, but I thought getting into 40K again might be fun, even just for the painting. I really used to enjoy that. Rick, I'm definitely curious on the artifacts. I heard that sometimes they come in solid colors. There's something about a clear version that can be rarely mixed in, I think. I saw it in the description, which is interesting. I wonder how frequently that happens. Because that could be kind of cool. There's PG Phoenix narrative version coming this month, so that's going to keep me busy. That probably will. It's crazy. Okay, let's see, Tyler. My kid's almost 6 now. It's crazy how smart he is. Time really does fly. It does. I mean, it feels like I just got off stream from last week. It all just blurs. One day into the next. I think after I finish this step, it will be time to do the first draw of tonight. But the Nightingale sometimes comes in a solid red. It could. It could. I think it's clear red was the color I saw in the product spec. That can show up rarely in there. Philip, it's only a number, LOL for age. It is, but you still kind of feel it sometimes. Eduardo. Hi, Nick. What's up, Eduardo? Mike Harrison got the RG Toggies to go with heavy arms in a diorama. Cool. They should do an RG heavy arms would be cool. Hopefully that's in the cards. All right, that step is done. It's a clip of RG Barbatos. I think it is fake. I'm pretty sure there's no RG Barbatos coming. Not now anyway. Made my first order from Mecha Warehouse the other week. Just some water decals, but the packaging was lovely. It was delivered before expected. Definitely would buy again. Great service. Thanks, John. Glad you had a good experience. What's up, James? I have one on my 32nd birthday later this month, and I keep feeling old. I move, my body just snaps and pops. I mean, early 30s, you still shouldn't feel that broken, but I kind of agree. Just got done hanging some shelves for the wife. What's everyone working on tonight? I'm working the GP01 weeks. Rick Hernandez, anyone heard of those hybrid decals that Delpy makes? Yes. Music Breaker, are you getting any IBO kits like the Astaroth Origin soon? How about the MG Buster? MG Buster I know I got coming. Astaroth Origin I might. I can't remember. Imagine a functional FM heavy arms with firing action. It's a lot of little plastic bullets to load. That'd be pretty crazy. Philip, what is the giveaway for tonight? That's a good segue. Let's do the first draw for the giveaway tonight. So I have 3 kits up for grabs. As well as a poster. So we'll be drawing 4 numbers during this first draw. We've got 89, 90 people in here. And so let's draw a number. Okay, let's make it a pretty high number if we're going to draw 4 different prizes. And we'll reduce the number range each time. So let's do 90 times 5, that would be, let's number between 1 and 450. 1 and 450. In that range, post it in the chat. 1 number per person. If somebody takes your number, please do not delete and change your numbers over or anything like that, because you might just not win as a result. And in a minute or two, I will draw 4 numbers, 1 for each of those prizes, and see if we have a winner. G-Ming, my package got delayed to Monday, but UPS is probably battered right now, so I can't hold it against them. Yeah, it definitely happens. Many already sponsored builds that people reached out in regards to that. People reach out all the time. I haven't awarded any sort of sponsorship since like June though. I'm just too busy, too much going on, and I've got a bunch of stuff to figure out. You can kind of check that out in last week's weekly update video. But we do have a bunch of sponsored builders already. Working the RG GP01 full Burnen one a few weeks ago. Nice weeks. Basically the tiny version of what I'm working on. Happy birthday, belated otherwise. Cover for an injury takes a bit longer now. Definitely does. Still a majority of the no-grade wings are around. What is left after my brother's lost? Some of it might make it into battle damage one of these days. Smiley Animations favorite Gundam. Let's go with heavy arms. Cleaned the car and warmed up the project truck and took the road Harley today. Nice, James. Okay. Wow, there are a lot of numbers. Get ready to make this first draw, and then I can get back to building. 450. So I'm gonna call time here. Okay, Nick, I was Marine Corps infantry. What they don't tell you, it takes a toll on your body. Thank you for your service. That definitely does. I don't have any service-related injuries since I didn't serve, but plenty of training injuries and stuff. Melted my finger at work, my dudes. That sucks, James. Are you okay? Hope you're okay. Okay, numbers. So first prize, first draw, 353, and that is for the Mazinger. The second number is 254, and that's for the SDCS Zeta. The Zeta is actually a Ding and Dent prize that was donated, so whoever wins it isn't surprised that it has a few dents in the box. The Leo will go to number 390. And the poster will be for 173. Got some high numbers today. Thank you, Rob to Builder, for the subscribe. Did I hear that right? Gam with 254. Let's see if I can go confirm that. Cool, I see Gam with 254. Nice. So it looks like the Zeta has a winner. So Gam, hopefully you know the drill if you've been watching these streams. But send me a DM or an email or something, and we will get all that figured out to send that out to you. And if anything isn't won, then we will draw for the other 3 prizes in a little bit. 173 was for a poster. The Mecha Warehouse Blue 01 poster. Yeah, you got it, Nick. My first stream win ever. Congrats. Stick around long enough, it's bound to happen eventually, right? Okay, I need W8. Yeah, Julia Serrano, we got a poster. If you look on the website, you can find the image of it. It's a little big to get in frame here. I've got one on the wall, though, actually. It's pretty cool how they coincidental since I've built nothing but Zeta this weekend. Well, that's perfect then. Gojira, only the one winner. Well, that's cool. We got 1 winner down. We got 3 to go, so stick around. We'll draw some more prizes in the next hour and a half or so. Give you a chance, never know when Lady Luck picks you. Yeah, it's interesting. We do a lot of draws between the live stream and the Dings and Dents, and it's just really interesting to watch what probability does. Sometimes people win multiple things like in a row, which you'd think statistically would be really hard, but it happens more than you'd think. And then you got these weird dry spells sometimes where nobody wins anything for multiple draws. Guess it keeps things interesting. Wait till you hit 60, then aches and pains really begin. Great. Really selling that 60-year-old thing. I'm probably gonna be hurting pretty good when I'm 60, I bet. James Clark, I haven't had any luck in dings lately. Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes people will do nothing for a while, and then, you know, the next thing you know, you'll win 2 things the same day or the same week. It's crazy. Anybody see any good? Actually, hold on. James Plack, any idea when a RG Sazabi will be back in stock? I have them on order. I thought I was going to have them last year, but they didn't show up. So hopefully pretty soon. Yeah, anyone seen any good movies lately? Our family movie night tonight, we watched Back to the Future, which is apparently now on Amazon Prime. For anybody that uses that service. I don't think I ever actually watched the movie in its entirety before. Like, I think I've seen large swaths of it, but I don't know if I've ever really watched it from beginning to end. A lot of it was unfamiliar. So either it was a really long time ago or I didn't see it, which is interesting. I'm not very fond of the HGBDR lines. I think everything separately. Yeah, they've got a interesting game going on with those. Just include the planet systems with the weapons. You'd think probability for hitting a lucky number in the situation is totally dependent on the number range Nick picks. The probability of the dings and dents depends on who put their name in the hat. Yep, that's a probability for you. Have you considered getting glass files, cheap ones with your brand on them? Good for a solid markup that people would happily support, I'm sure. There's a lot of tool-related stuff that I'm been thinking about and will probably start moving on at some point. A lot holding me back has just been time, but I do want a lot more Mecha Warehouse branded stuff, whether that be tools, merch, whatever. And it will come. I just gotta get a few of these lingering to-do items off my list. Space Sweepers was good if you're okay with subtitles. I haven't even heard of that one. What's that? What's the general plot line there? WandaVision is sick. At some point, I think... Actually, I wonder if I should switch gears. Is WandaVision still running? How many episodes are they planning on doing for that one? One more episode on WandaVision. Oh, cool. Maybe I'll start watching that one then, because I can get all the way through it. Well, that makes logical sense. Hard to swallow those of us who have yet to win. Watch an interesting horror flick on Hulu called Mom and Dad, and it's pretty interesting. Has Nick Cage in it, and it's like the parents lose their minds. Watch Unbroken with friends. Great movie, interesting. My 6-year-old has been on a Christmas movie kick lately. It's only a couple months too late, or like 9 months too early. It's all good. Pat W, anyone finish their build for Skill Builder? It's a good question. Who's participating in the Discord Skill Builder challenge that we're doing this time around? I wish I had time to start a build for that myself. Not that I could win, but just to participate, but I've been so busy lately. Create the blue sticker and green sticker from you on my workbench. Cool, Mike. I'm watching Coming to America 2 on Prime yet? Is that any good? That's a good question. Space Sweepers is awesome. It's kind of like a dystopian sci-fi. Basically, Earth is dying and they're colonizing space and it grows from there. Ooh, interesting. Don't get me started on sci-fi space stuff though, because then people will start razzing me for being such a big Expanse fan. Scott, I'm building for skill challenge. Alex is snapping. Alice Earth 3. I'll see if I can check that one out. Iron Giant is popular in our house. Is that on any of the streaming services right now? I remember that movie. That was a good one. That'd be a good one to show the kids. Things intense is a blessing and a curse. I'm always seeing things I want. When is the skill builder challenge going till? Sometime like end of May, I think, if I remember correctly. Someone hopefully has it on the tip of their tongue. I only set the date, I don't have to remember it. And the wife are currently watching Stargate start to finish. Oh, that's cool. Bought on Amazon, not sure if it's on Prime or not. Just done straight builds with panel lining, a few drops of paint for details. Cool. How is Stargate? I feel like that's one of those things that maybe I've watched an episode here and there, but I never really got into. Kind of curious if it's something I should put on my list, because sci-fi is cool. Oh, 4:30. There you go. April 30th. G1 has 10 seasons, a lot happens. Wow, that's long. We watched last year. We watched the entirety of the was it the 2004 version of the Battlestar Galactica, beginning to end. That was a good one. G, L, and T. Oh, here's G. 4, and these pieces are huge. This might be the biggest single plastic piece in this kit, other than maybe the shield. L and T. So they can't get down with SG1. 2 can't be, never like Hercules or Xena either. SG Universe, however, that was rad. Galaxy Quest is one I watched with the kids, one of my favorites. I remember that movie too. I think I saw that in the theater back when it came out. And the other piece I need is L. The other runner I need is L. Will battle damage be considered weathering? I mean, maybe partially, but I think it has to be included with weathering, right? Weathering could be burn marks and whatever too, I think. But battle damage typically isn't weathering necessarily itself. It depends on I don't know. I think that's subject to opinion, so you could be fine there. Shield's Galaxy Quest legitimate film. The meta on the movie is next level, so good. My daughter loves Coneheads too. I lost me with Coneheads. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's a more challenging build. The PG GP01 or the RG Full Armor Unicorn. The GP01 is definitely a longer build. I don't know. I think the RG Unicorn was really difficult to get things to fit together. As my first RG is probably the worst first RG to do, considering the number of tiny wanting to break pieces on it. Space Nord Geek late, but here some updates. Not too much. We gave away one of the 4 prizes we got tonight during the first draw about 20 something minutes ago. Adam Shields, remember, if you haven't already liked the stream, give Mecha Warehouse some love by sharing it with others. Hitting that like button definitely does help me out. Try not to ask about that too much. The other thing that you can do if you want to support the stream and the channel and everything I do is you can use that live10 code over at mechawarehouse.com. I mean, only if you are looking to purchase something already anyway, but we did get some good restocks in this week. Kevin, seems to be a long build so far. Are you still enjoying it? It is, yes. I mean, I would kind of love a change of pace because it seems like I'm working forever on each section. But the fatigue isn't too bad yet. Maybe because I don't see my time building as much as hanging out with all of you and doing the stream and stuff. It's kind of weird, but it's a little bit different. Fredo, I would love a PG GP01. The RG full burner was frustrating to pose. Love the look, but it was just arc to pose. Nos Fox Gunpla, how's it going, Nick? What's up, Nos Fox? That the PG GP01, that it is. Working on the legs full burning armor today. We see you sanding mostly, but you understand your technique. Tell us some of your sanding secrets if you would be so kind. I don't know that I have any secrets per se. I think I need to change sponges here soon, though. It seems like it's losing its edge. I mean, basically, I start with the rougher grit of the 4 that I have and work my way from roughest to finest. Try to be careful that if I'm sanding a small piece of a larger area, not to sand the same pattern repeatedly, because it's definitely possible to like cut lines into a part. Especially if you ever use a file, you gotta be really careful not to just file back and forth, because it's totally possible to cut lines, and it really stinks when that happens. I did that on some of my very early builds. And then I stopped using files. I think I also try when I'm aware of it, to go to a slightly larger like surface area as I work my way up to the finer grit to make sure everything kind of blends. I haven't got a PG kit yet, but I want that to be my first one someday. Shadow, I hope I'm not too late in the prize drawings. We gave away one kit already, but I got 2 kits and a poster left, so we'll be drawing again soon. Very shortly here. Finish this little sub step here, and then I'll do the next draw. G Mang, what's your favorite grade of kit, Nick? The my favorite is the MG, actually. Master grades are the best as far as I'm concerned. It's like the best compromise in terms of size and detail. But I've definitely built some good high grades as well. It really depends on what I want to do with the build. If I'm painting it, a high grade is often fine, especially with where my painting skills are right now. It keeps it manageable. Drew Picard, it's got some cheapo Amazon no-name glass files. Those are pretty impressive. Leave a smooth surface. Metal files are horrible for Gunpla. Metal files are, unless you're purposely trying to reshape something. There's a limited application for them, I think. Man, so many nubs on these little, I don't even know what you call them, coupler things. By the way, got my order from you a couple days ago. Really glad I got here quickly. Finally got some splash paints and planning on using them on my current build, the MG Jester. Nice. Use a fine tip metal file for nubs that are in strange places or angles. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a flat surface especially, they can be fine in the right place. I think sanding boards or whatever can be good for that stuff too. I mean, like what Madworks has the really tiny sanding boards. Anyone use the holographic splash line? I'm curious about it. That's a good question. Has anyone used the candy coats too? Those are pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen any builds with them yet, other than the demo builds that Splash had. Just bite the nubs off for a rugged look. And save on snacks too. But a small brother sewing machine. a year ago. Never opened one. To maybe make cloaks or some gunpla for fun, or ghillie suits, giant tarps. That's commitment right there. Grabbed the disc-based siren files and 3-pointer nippers last week, and I feel like I've been able to move through parts, clean up a lot faster. Cool, Alex. Good to hear. I need to try the siren files. They look like a great idea. Search, I think you should have a build like Nick set for sale on the site, just a collection of everything you typically use in your builds to help people new to the hobby. It's a pretty good idea. Maybe once I get my own branded tools, I can have the official Nick Savory set branded with all the tools that I would use. Getting started trying to figure out what tools to use is definitely kind of challenging, I think. There's a lot of information out there, some strong opinions. It's hard to know which opinion is right or right for you. Vince, what kits are up for grabs today? So we had the Mazinger high grade, the SDCS Zeta high grade Leo, as well as a poster. The SDCS Zeta was grabbed already during the first draw. I'll be doing the next draw in a moment or two once I finish this part and get this sub-step put together here. Metal phosphor what's left of the nubs and the pieces. James Clark almost grabbed a few colors but decided against it for now. Safredo, thanks so much for the code. No problem, thank you for using it. Does anyone know if someone is selling Gear Zula guard type high grade for a reasonable price? I almost want to say that that one might be on order, but I'd have to look. Siren files are great, using them now. Grab some kits and PG Unleashed decals, nice. So for MG Psycho Gundam, MG Full Armor, not like my backlog isn't big enough, but those just look so good. We have those on order too. I thought those were coming late last year, but apparently they didn't. But hopefully sooner rather than later, because those are going to fly when I get them, I think. Those are MW and the tools for Mecha Warehouse. I want to design my own tools, actually. I think that there might be a way to make a better nipper. I'm not 100% sure what that way is, although if I knew it, I probably wouldn't be disclosing it until I get the patent together or whatever. Having a small collection of tools to begin with would have helped me out a lot, especially if it was from a place like Mecha Warehouse as opposed to Amazon. Yeah, I have to look into that. That's a good idea. Jason Hall, I'm still trying to figure out which sponge set I like the best that I've been building for years. Yeah, there's so many options. I want to do a video or video series comparing and contrasting the different sponge lines from different manufacturers to kind of give people a heads up on what might be the best bang for the buck. Any chance of getting some new gun primer stuff soon? No, Nas, I'm not planning on carrying any more gun primer stuff. They got some interesting policies that I found kind of on the late side regarding distribution of their stuff. I technically got my stuff through the wrong place last time, and I don't want to use who they want me to use. So until they change their policies, I will not be carrying gun primer stuff. It's unfortunate, but I'm not going to use a competitor as a supplier. Last McDonald, yeah, the first year or two building, I used some kind of clipper kit I got from my grandpa after he passed. This is supposed to be for wires and electrical though. There's a lot of crossover in those tools. I'm interested in Mazinger model kits. I'm going for the Leo. Jason Hall, I would love to see a video compare the Display Madworks and 3M sponges. That's basically the plan. And Godhand too, and Tamiya. All the major players that we stock. Round cutter isn't bad. Use the cheap pair of dog nail clippers on a kit. I'm surprised it made a clean cut. Any timeline on when MG, Aegis, and Blitz be back in stock? Hopefully soon. I'm not totally sure. Infinity sanding sticks are awesome. It's the only thing I can't get through, Nick. I need to get Infinity. I need to look at their stuff. All right, let's do another draw here. So we've got 3 prizes left. Let's reduce that number range a bit. Let's see. Let's figure out what that number is. Let's draw a number between 1 and 375 this time. So let's put a number between 1 and 375 up in the chat. 1 number per person, and in a couple minutes I'm going to draw 3 numbers for our 3 remaining prizes. And hopefully we can give away the rest of the stuff, for at least a few of the items. Order placed. Thanks, Mike. Of all sets but a few. They're difficult to find. Using the menu for touch-up where I sand. Are we talking about the markers, I think? I saw a chat thread about markers. Single-bladed anvil-style nippers seem to give the best results in my book. Yeah, it's definitely the top end. I wonder if there's a way to make an equivalent nipper that is maybe less expensive, but just as good. Because there's so much that goes into the design of these that there might be a way to manufacture them a lot cheaper without losing quality. Okay, looks like I'm basically doing the other side here. I'll cut these parts out real quick. Cut them out. And then I'll draw that number, or those 3 numbers, actually. So we got G. T1 now with magnet coating. Alright, got my parts for the next step here. And let's do this draw. 3 different nippers. First is for separate the parts from the runner. Second for clean cuts after separate from the runner. And third is cheapest with a strong blade but really thin at the end for clean cuts. Nice. Okay, let's throw a time up here in the chat. Draw that number between 1 and 375. Okay, so first one is for the Mazinger, 368. Second number is for the high-grade Leo. Oh, a lot of high numbers today. 331 for the Leo. And the third one, 349. And that's for the poster. Oh, it looks like we hit 100 concurrent viewers, so that's cool. Welcome everybody who's joined lately. All right, And thanks, Adam, for throwing the numbers up there in the chat. You guys can let me know if anybody's a winner yet. It seems like we're drawing all high numbers tonight. We haven't had a number. We only had one in the 200s, the other, and one in the 100s, and everything else has been in the 300s so far. RNG, haha. Yeah, what is Google doing? Well, it's an interesting question. I wonder if a lot of people definitely pick lower numbers, probably because they want to keep the same number each time. But how many people play their Discord coin number? I know that's a kind of popular thing. What did you do to make the numbers not show backwards? I sometime during the charity stream, we swapped everything so that way the camera's no longer flipped. There's just a camera setting in Streamlabs. The first live I watched was last week's, won the RG New Gundam as well. Lucky James. Nick, have you seen Barbatos Rex on YouTube? He's got tons of videos with paint tests and product tests, amazing content. I haven't seen him. Feel free to send me a link. I wouldn't mind browsing through what he's done. I want to do a nipper test too at some point, compare all the nippers and maybe like try to break a pair of God hands, because everybody talks about them being fragile and I feel like they might be sturdier than people think. Patrick plays his coin, James, Searchlight, Leath1, Vince didn't know. Alex has. Didn't last week, and that was the number that won. Bummer Rick, random all day. Pick numbers based off my favorite Pokemon within a range. Nice. Was able to get my favorite number 19 as a coin for 2021. Nice, Kyle. Statistically speaking, since no numbers are excluded in the subsequent rolls, rarely picking a number per draw is as effective as picking the same number over and over again. Right, Kevin? There's no real advantage to one of the other, as long as you pick a number that's always in range. It's one of the reasons I'm hoping that I think I might have to hire somebody to help me with video stuff. I've been doing all my editing myself lately, basically since the move, and I don't know, I'm just not getting around to doing more than the weekly update videos each week. I'm just way too busy still, but I'd really love to put out 1 or 2 more videos a week, ideally, but trying to find the right person, somebody who's into Gunpla, preferably local, so they can help actually shoot stuff and shoot B-roll and all that kind of stuff would be great. I just don't know if it's going to be easy to find. It was really hard when I was trying to search for videographer last year. .22 nipper test, interesting. I won 3 pairs of God hands, broke my first pair in the original PG RX-78, blade bent in the middle, and eventually chipped off. It does happen. My son picking numbers tonight. Nice, Buster. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if it was you or somebody. It might have been you. I want to do a shout out for Lakota. We got an 11-year-old that watches pretty regularly. I hear he's got a Mecha Warehouse sticker on his prosthetic, which is pretty cool. It kind of brought a little tear to my eye when I read it. It's pretty cool. So Lakota, if you're out there watching, thank you for watching. It's pretty awesome. Leath1, when does the coin ship out? I don't know exactly. I think it's going to be about a month or a little longer before I get them. thought that's like, I saw your name and I was like, that's who it was. I've written down his name, but I don't remember who I spoke to about it. Awesome. So that means Lakota's probably watching out there. That's cool. That's really cool. So anyway, back to the coins. I think it's probably 4 or 5 weeks before I get them, and then I'll ship them out. The order was a pre-order. They're in production now, or whatever, or in queue for production. Shadow's always wondering which nippers are best for each grade. I don't know if it changes for each grade. I think the same nippers are good for whatever you're going to do. It's just some people will use different nippers for first cuts versus final cuts if they get fancy. And there's certain nippers you definitely don't want to use for like cutting runners up if you do that kind of stuff. Like how you did Funko Cop's favorite kits list on your site. Will you make your own favorite list on your site too? I probably should. Did I make one? No, I guess I haven't made one for myself. I need to. Will it be a HGUC, Zakutu, FC, Kai restock? I don't recall off the top of my head. I'll have to look that one up when those are going to come back around. Use my age plus a 1, 2, or 3 as my number. Interesting. Video stuff for a few years, but I don't live anywhere near that area. Yeah, I need to find... I could find someone remote, potentially. But I gotta figure that out. I feel like remote's hard in some ways for some of that stuff. Doable for other reasons, but there's certain things that I would like to be able to just hand off to somebody for filming or setting up for filming. That's hard to do if it's remote. The nubs like disappear on the white on their own. You just kind of feel them if you run your finger across them. It's kind of a pain. Rick, when you get that new videographer, have you thought of adding an order packing section to the weekly videos? I don't know. I don't know about doing one regularly. I wouldn't mind doing it more often. Honestly, I'm not packing anywhere near as many of the orders as I used to now that I got the help. But then I guess I could sick the videographer on the minion. Would be interesting. Do you want to request number 1 in the coin, or do you keep that as yours? Yes, I have 1, 14, and 46. All three are. I mean, 1 because it's the first one. 14 is just a lucky number for me, and 46 has some other significance. And those are the 3 I got of the 2020 coins, so sticking with that. Gucci, are there still coins available? We do have coins available. If you're on the Discord, send me a DM on there if you want to order one. The 2021 coin is going to be sweet. Get that filming stuff. I want to make cosplay tutorials, but never time to do it. Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, most of my Thursday is basically spent doing the weekly update video. And I got all the other day-to-day business stuff I got to do, but I'll shoot, for 20, 30 minutes, all the setup and shooting and stuff like that. And then I got to edit it, which takes another, hour maybe. And then I cut clips for Facebook ads and stuff like that. I got to upload things. And usually something interrupts me and causes more time or whatever. Uploading, scheduling ads takes time. But the weekly update videos are like quick and easy relatively to shoot and edit. But when you start getting into anything else that's not following the formulaic sit in front of the camera and talk about it and edit it basically the same way each week, it just takes more time and energy, and that's kind of tough. Shadow, which type of paint would be good on high grades? I'm looking to buy a paint sprayer for use in model kits. Any recommendations? I'd probably recommend not going with what I did, which was I bought an Iwata HPCS, which is a pretty expensive airbrush when I got mine. I think there are better, more cost-effective options for a first one. As far as paints, I'd highly recommend the Vallejo Mecha because they're non-toxic. But there's some other great paints out there too. Mr. Color we just restocked, or really stocked the whole line of for the first time. Tamiya makes good paints, Splash is good paints. Just some of those you gotta be really careful about. Ventilation and protective equipment and stuff. Kevin, really appreciate the weekly updates. Definitely makes the business stand out as transparent and trustworthy service. It's kind of what I'm going for, Kevin, so I'm glad that's the vibe that you're getting from it and that it's working, I guess. I take it that nobody won anything in that second round draw. Just want to make sure I didn't miss somebody saying that somebody won. No winners, okay. Well, we're gonna really decrease that range even more next time, so we'll hopefully get those winners soon. Just take the 300s off the table and then the numbers will leave it down where people throw their numbers out. You could say no winners, but I like to think we are a family of losers. It's okay, we got each other. Speaking of draws, we probably should be doing that that third draw soon. It's also looking like I'm probably going to be doing legs again next week, because I don't think I'm going to finish these in the next half hour. I'm working on the assumption that even with non-toxic paint, you'll want to wear a respirator when you're airbrushing since you'll aerosolize the paint. I think that's kind of true. With a good, personally, and don't take this as a recommendation because it might not be the best advice, but with a good like airbrushing hood, airbrushing booth, whatever you want to call it, helping pull stuff out of the air, I don't feel super bad about a non-toxic paint like Vallejo spraying it without a respirator. Probably best practice would be to use a respirator, but I personally don't most of the time. Without the whatchamacallit, without the hood to take that stuff out of the air for you, or the booth or whatever, then it would definitely be much more important. But anything with any nasty stuff in it, you definitely need the respirator. So that's probably not a bad idea. Certainly not going to hurt. All paints carry VOC. Ventilation is most important. 100% of the airbrushing hood. You just got to be confident what good. Make sure the vent output's in a place not where you reside. Yes, mine has a hose that goes right out the window. Hey Nick, is it possible to add another thing to the coin invoice? So I'm not shipping other items besides coins with the coins because the logistics of individually identifying each person's coins and getting them to the right people is going to be challenging enough as it is. There will be and the shipping's paid for on the coin already. It's built into the price. So in theory, though, when it gets closer, if you have something else that you're ordering, I could throw the coin in with it for you. But we're not adding anything to those orders, just to keep the logistics manageable. You could get a 54 cubic foot bathroom vent fan for $15 and mount it to a tub. And on a tube from the vent to the window, and you'll have some primo airflow. There you go. I'm definitely thinking about building a spray booth. I want to turn the attic where the Mecha warehouse used to reside and turn that into like a hobby room, studio, whatever. And I think I can set up a big spray booth in there. Okay, let's do the third draw here. So let's knock the range down a bit. Let's do... Let's pick a number between 1 and 270 this time. 1 and 270, one number per person. Nick's Breaking Bad Airspray Room. Nice Gempla. One number per person. Don't change your number if somebody else takes it. You guys hopefully all remember the rules. G5. I'll cut out G5 while that's happening. All right. Yoshi. Okay, 270. Do you flash the tiebreaker coin in the stream yet? I always like seeing it. I haven't yet. This is the 2020 coin that Searchlight's referring to. This one is my number 14. I got the my other two. Actually, I have an unnumbered coin as well that they sent me as well. And those are all, I got one coin at the warehouse. I got a coin here on my bench, and then I got 2 coins in my case. I'm really looking forward to the 2021 coin though. XN server, you don't need to do a repost. I explicitly said don't. If you keep the same number, if multiple people get the same number, then we flip the coin or whatever and figure that out. Makes for some extra drama in the number draws, which is entertaining, I think. Okay, 1 and 270. So since XN Sever posted multiple numbers, we're going to go with that last one, 179, if he happens to win, just so it's stated up front so nobody can accuse me of anything weird. So first one, for the Mazinger, we got number 36. Low number this time. For the Leo, we're at 184 this time. And 128. You guys can let me know if we got any winners. No one. Okay, we'll really have to shrink that range for the final draw then. Yeah, the whole attic thing, that's I've been really excited about that. I started thinking about that recently because originally the plan was to turn one side into an office and the other side into like a den or something after the warehouse was out of there. But I think I'll still want to turn the one side into an office, but the other side could be more of like a studio or something, i.e. Get a bunch of tables and benches and stuff in there for diorama and gunpla work. Be great for kids with school projects or anything else that we might want to do project wise. I might not even really finish that side of it, other than maybe put a floor. Does Mama Mecha get to use it? Yeah, it's when I first proposed the idea to her, I was like, I think I'm going to claim the side of the attic, and it kind of very quickly turned into just a, you know, everything. We put all our arts and crafts supplies. Be good for school projects. We set up a bunch of surfaces in there, so we can do a whole bunch of different stuff. And I think it makes sense doing it that way. I was looking at a blower from Dayton, but looks like you'd have to wire it and build a booth. Yeah, I could see doing a really good booth would be really cool. Maybe custom building something. I had access right to the soffits and stuff. I think I could potentially pipe out a vent directly out that way. So I don't have to worry about manipulating windows or anything for a hose, which would be pretty cool. MR, does Mecha worse at flat rate shipping? Technically not flat rate. So if you're in the continental US, we've got 4 shipping rates. $5 for really small items, like if you were to buy like a pair of nippers or a couple sanding sponges or something. $9, which is like small kits, like a high-grade Leo, for example, is a good example of something like that. The smaller master grade boxes, or you know, a couple high grades, tends to be about $11, and then like larger master grades and anything up from there is $13. So once you hit 13, you aren't going to get charged more after that. So you could order, you know, like 10 perfect grades or something, or 100 master grades, and it would be the same price for shipping. But was I gonna say something else? I'm losing my mind. It's getting late. That's how we do it. Oh, I think I did those wrong. They got like 10 HGs and an RG, and it all fit in one box. It was awesome. Even if it takes multiple boxes, it'll still be that same price. Unless you live in Hawaii, shipping will cost you your firstborn child. It's definitely more expensive. Hawaii and Alaska are like the worst. It's a similar structure, but I think the top end there is like $30-something, because it just costs a ton to ship out there. And they only let you ship post office, basically. The UPS doesn't want to touch it, I think, where you start getting into air freight charges if it's UPS, so it's really expensive too. It's like even more expensive. So most kits someone has ordered at one time. I don't know. I know I had an order of like 3 or 4 PGs one time, which was a fun one. I think there have been like 20 plus kits in an order before. Which is pretty impressive. Check out commercial auctions. They sometimes have spray booths. Oh, that'd be an interesting option too. So these should have gone in. It was Canadian Fire, wasn't it? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember who it was. I've had a few of those kind of orders before. The biggest one recently, or most items ever, we had during the, I don't know if it was the Display weekend, I think. We had somebody order, it was like 59 items. It was mostly like different chisels and drill bits and stuff from the Display line, I think. That one was a pretty impressive order too. There we go. Let's see if I can fix this side now. My daughter loves my barbatos. She wants me to make her one in pink. That's cool. I want to see someone just use your restock manifest as an order form. I wouldn't mind seeing that too, but I don't think I'll see that very often. Oh man. Or so large Nick and his wife ordered steaks that evening. What tool is that you were using, Nick? This part separator. This actually came in the was it the Mega Size RX-78? There's a couple of those in there, I think. It's not the best. It's not like anywhere near as good as like the Wave part separator or anything. I'm surprised you don't carry airbrushes, but considering you're a small business, I'm not too surprised. You probably will at some point. Selection stuff just comes down to like resources, space, and time. Time has often been the limiting factor on stuff because it just takes time to research everything and buy it and stock it. Space is a big factor because where we're a small business, I've only got so much warehouse space. And then capital is outright an issue too because it costs money to buy tools and parts and stuff to sell. That's really interesting. So this is the part of the leg unit. And this must just wrap around. It's pretty crazy. Church one, the one with 4 lanky flexible bits and 1 stubby short bit to hold them. Those are hands, clearly. Got one of those with LED light kits. PG Exia. Maybe we thought of holding an art contest with people drawing some artwork for Mecha Warehouse. That'd be interesting. I don't know. Apparently it's Gunplay University's 40th B-Day. Well, that's cool. Today, Patrick. Hey Nick, what's the worst Gundam you built and why? I really didn't like the high grade Zaku 2 HGUC 40, just because it's so old. It's just not as good as some of the more modern builds. I feel like I will definitely be ordering a lot more often from Nick coming up because of how fun the community's setup has been. Thanks, Jiming. I'm really happy with how the community has come together. It's definitely, we've got a really good group. The Discord's awesome. We've got some great people, really supportive. It's the title of the stream tonight. Awesome, Patrick. I guess I'll have to go stop by his stream tonight, if only briefly, and wish him a happy birthday. Which, by the way, his stream starts usually at 10:30, I think. Usually like right after this stream. RG RX-78 is terrible. That was like the first RG though, so I think that's a big part of it. Okay, so what's up next? I've got the other one of these leg units to do. It looks like the full Burnen feet. I'm like really tempted to just do this other draw and call it a night. And I'm like not sure I'm gonna get too far. I guess I can do one half of the next leg here probably. Well, maybe. I guess I'll try. Which kits are still for grabs? You still got the Mazinger, the Leo, as well as the Blue 01 poster. Zaku 2 except for the HG, a pain to paint though since there's so many rings for the hoses. It's usually Saturday night start with you and tune into Gunplay University for a while. Nice weeks. I think a bunch of people do, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. I feel better feeling leery about my HG Zaku as my backlog. I don't think they're all that way, and I mean it's not the worst ever, but compared to everything else I've built, it's my least favorite. Somebody's Xeon kits in my Origin line. The HG Origin kits are supposed to be great. Wondering how many people found you by last summer's building contest. My friend kept sharing the entries. That's how I found you. I wonder. I'm not sure. That would be a very interesting stat to know, because I'm sure a few people did. I still need to figure out a theme for the 2021 build contest. Fourth anniversary HG Charizaka 2 is pretty amazing, to be honest. Yeah, that's the book number 234, I want to say. The new one's pretty good, I think. It must be, because it's new, and kids seem to be getting better and better every year, so... Side 3 of Gunpla. Good morning, I just woke up. Wow, lucky you. Or unlucky you, I guess, depending on the circumstances. Gunner Golden, considering the no-grade wing kits I started with, the new stuff they make is mind-blowing. Yeah, it's come a long way. Keeps getting better. Even a few years seems to make a pretty big difference. Victor said, Gunpla recipe is streaming after next stream if y'all still up. We were just talking about that. Apparently it's his birthday tonight, so that's my plan, is to head over there and wish him a happy birthday. And then crash, because I'm tired. I'd love to see a PG Unleashed wing. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see that. The original PG wing kind of needs a refresh anyway. I hear it's got some minor issues. Haro Ball Destruction Contest. Build must include at least one damaged Haro Ball, just for all the lols about breaking my balls. We did a ball contest before too. Weird question. Do any kits have cameras in the shields? I mean, to me that's a no-brainer, but was curious. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen any. Special code PG Wing 0 Iron, a slightly updated kit. Interesting. My heart's telling me SD build off. I think with the big contest, it's got to be a much broader theme, but I'm not sure. Never seem to see a shield block visibility from cockpit views, so maybe it does. Because I've been thinking about getting a 1/100 kit for the first time. What is a good kit to start off with that is 1/100 scale? Good question. There's a lot of good master grades though, so I don't know. I would probably avoid a Verka the first time, since they tend to be a step above most other master grades. But other than that, I don't know that it matters that much. Dart is a nice easy build. MG Dynamez. Dynamez is supposed to be good. I've never heard of anybody complaining about Dynamez. I think pretty much what you want to build is the most important factor. It's something you enjoy. If you look up a kit and it's older, it might be a little harder, but and the Gundam Wing master grades are what, early 2000s, and they're still pretty solid, so, or most of them are. Maybe carry some Kotobukiya kits, but are you going to maybe carry the Attack Girl guns? I don't know exactly. I plan on looking at Kotobukiya in depth again in a couple weeks once the new website's up, because I think that stuff will be easier to browse with the updated website. So possibly I need to look and see what's available, and then discern what might sell. Because the last time I bought Kotobukiya stuff, some of that stuff has stuck around a very long time. Any of the Wing Zero type designs would probably have a camera on the shield, because the shield ends up being like the nose of a plane when it transforms. I wonder if the Zeta has a similar thing going on. Alright, let's start prepping for this final draw. So let's see, we got 86 in here tonight. Let's oh man, my back just pop, click, snap. Let's draw a number between 1 and 100. Yeah, 1 and 100. See if we can get these giveaway prizes given away. 1 and 100, one number per person as usual. And do not change your number, even if somebody else takes it. Start saying something like post a second number and you're automatically disqualified or something. Maybe that would be aggressive enough to get people to follow the rules, so to speak. V is on correctly this time. All right. Okay, last draw here. 1 in 100. Victor's being harsh here on Adam. Okay. So time has been called. 3 numbers. I might draw a second time if we don't have winners on this one. But there will only be this set, maybe a second set of numbers drawn in this round, and anything that doesn't get win will roll over to next week, I guess. So first one, we got a number 82 for the Mazinger. Where is the accent on that syllable? All right, we got the Leo. Leo is number 37. And the poster is number 70. Let's see if we got any winners. Winfield, what a Winfield win. Got 37. All right, I see Winfield with the 82. And I think somebody said they got 37. Manny R owns 37. All right, so looks like congrats Winfield on the Mazinger, and congrats Manny on the Leo. And we got no winner on the poster. So I could see trying another time on that poster. All right, so I'm gonna draw one more number to give away that poster. Did we already drew 82. I draw, well, you know what? The Mazinger was interestingly donated with the poster, so I don't know. Should I give it away as a pack? Because the number did come up twice. I should have thought of this before I drew. I think that's what we're gonna do because I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So we'll give that poster to Winfield as well. So shoot me a DM or an email, those who won, and I'll get those prizes figured out and sent out to you. And yeah, it's amazing what happens with the odds there. One person winning twice in the same basic round of numbers there. It's crazy. So yeah, contact me for the prizes. And once again, I want to thank all of you for hanging out this evening. It's been fun as always, and I have to say, I was thinking about this after the stream last week, because we had a really good, really solid stream last week. I am continually humbled by the audience we draw for this, for the donations people give to the stream and for the giveaways. It just, I'm totally amazed every single week that, you know, 70 to 100 something of you will sit here and hang out with me. It's just not something I ever really thought would happen at this scale, so I really appreciate it. If you are looking for something else to do, you can go over with me and hang out on Gunpla University's stream for a little while. I'm going to go stop by and wish him a happy birthday before I crash for the night. And otherwise, I will see all of you next week. We'll be back here 8:30 again. I'm not sure what we're giving away yet. Something good, hopefully. And yeah, have an excellent rest of your weekend, and see you next time. Later all. Good night, and